A detachment of include. The female within my accelerated form beckoned for location. Her thoughts knew of my arrival, and she waved as the transport beyond the mountains raged on. I smiled with an understanding of engage as my wheeled steps outside of the driven realm knew only the singular event of a detachment of include. The centered mind had kiltered to a rememory of the educated winter. The one whom had read the book before had made visitations in the night time of my breathing. I closed in on the going past parts, the reasoning deduction of a fewing of numbers. I had found freedom in return to my realm of commiform fulcrum emplacement. There was a large canyoning of area where I had driven into a mainframe of converging path. The great star of Texas had again found me. The script. A large boat of shadowed parts had been pilfered by the low river reasoning. A hyphenated response mechanism had fallen asleep within the steering wheel of definitions derived from. I had been here many, many times, at least once that I remembered. If I remembered the snow of winter's walking, of a damnationing of cycle, the prosodic meter again accelerated to a group listening of the area of departure. There were those that knew the thoughts of my damaged cerebral poetryness, my expertise of changing new pen. The newness of click and rotate stylus was now within my hand. A twitching of the cold was embracing my death gaze of the wandering off departure. All whom I remembered had changed. None whom I loved remained. Death had served its promising end. Dispersion. There was one mind that floated into an endless expanse of literary disposition, and one whom advanced the computer world teletyping of the interested viewer. The one whom advanced evolved into an intensely disfigurate form, the distortioning truth. The free-form words of speaking were rarely spoken in passing. The cranial enshrouding of cautioning continue had found the curving display of an ending return to corner. The special character command, the coded form of alphanumeric entry, was being withheld from the shining light of freedom's sword. The shifting number changed as the reader located its nutritional value. Hunger made the walking man thirsty. Thirsty man made the ending of opposition the optioning end of shunning opposite. Also unlimited. It was a removing of the word that respected the knowing of end. The writer and the viewer were not the same. The machine of the typewriting man often yielded for the returning heart of a woman's comfort. The pluralness of a forgotten pastime no longer recorded its minutes. The passing writer had learned to secondary motion its objectioning departure from the realm of reasoning in group. I knew nothing if I knew the title of my thinking form discovery. I treaded lightly when the reel of the winding hands of writing breeze sands refused to politely drift my sleeping form to pass. The rain beat down as fists of an again descend. The lingual of an again paging forward knew the part number of distance from its comfortable collect of proprietal intellectualism. Basic word was the turning form of a platforming weight. Do not cross here. the dirtiest road. It was the river that remained the singing angel of walking form again. The voice now had a shifted, shaping form. Its name refused to depart from its newly found realm of waking up. It was now defending its castling table of chess piece strategy last move. There was never a last move when experiencing the realness of reason. The answer would be the same again and again, like turning a light switch to the on position. No, really, that's it. The blunted side of an ending expanse exposed, danced in distancing rebuke. I chose to abide by the conscripts of my vesseling design. I rose to reprieve the distressing rabbit's run of a ghosted roaming superior. It would be the same if I wrote the words down. How heartless, how inhumane. I knew a time of the warming home fire was at hand. I would leave my foot within its twisted boot and hobble away into the darkness, a broken man. The place where it was printed. It was, yes, it was so long ago. Only yesterday I remembered. Only yesterday I forgot. I had the pride of the falling wounded, fallen from a darkening of sky, of fire's promising engulf, of phoenixing fuerza. I had written the waiting sand of financial currenting. I could be ready for the righteous man's return. I would be ready for the righteous man's return. I did not see the ones whom had created the madness of wandering heart, a welcome reunion of just yesterday. I remembered why I was always number one. When the number two called out its ending of accomplished, the number two was just as cool. Was even cooler when number three called out in congratulating recognition. It blocked that way like a closing door. Cinder to cinder, repeated again cinder. My mind remained healthy and I enjoyed my superior being of enlightened happiness. I defeated the complacency of observing of the place where it was printed. It was, yes, it was so long ago. Only yesterday I remembered, only yesterday I forgot. I had the pride of the falling wounded, fallen from a darkening of sky, of fire's promising engulf, of phoenixing fuerza. I had written a waiting send of financial currency. I would be ready for the righteous man's return. I did not see the ones whom had created the madness of wandering heart, a welcome reunion of just yesterday. I remembered why I was always number one. When the number two called out its ending of accomplished, the number two was just as cool. Was even cooler when number three called out in congratulating recognition. It blocked that way like a closing door. Cinder to cinder, repeated again, cinder. My mind remained healthy, and I enjoyed my superior being of enlightened happiness. I defeated the complacency of observing binoning with the energy unleashing of a multitude of life-ending nucleic. My cells were of the blood-realming disposition and gravitated to the centrifuge almanac wording of English. The place where it was printed. It was, yes, it was so long ago. Only yesterday I remembered, only yesterday I forgot. I had the pride of the falling wounded, fallen from a darkening of sky, of fires promising engulf, a phoenix in fuerza. I had written a waiting send of financial currency. I would be ready for the righteous man's return. I did not see the ones whom had created the madness of wandering heart, a welcome reunion of just yesterday. I remembered why I was always number one. When the number two called out, its ending of accomplished, the number two was just as cool. Was even cooler when number three called out in congratulating recognition. It blocked that way like a closing door. Cinder to cinder, repeated again, cinder. My mind remained healthy, and I enjoyed my superior being of enlightened happiness. I defeated the complacency of observing binary with the energy unleashing of a multitude of life-ending nucleic. My cells were of the blood-realming disposition and gravitated to the centrifuge almanac wording of English. E. Abzu. Enchallengement had again served its finality of aging malformedness. The water of rising release had tided with the setting of sun. A translation was recommended for the extensioning formula of the quick and easy win, which was not often my adventure. If you knew the answer, we would again discuss it in forum. I was not the same, and I wanted to be very clear about that. My water was clean after the rainstorm. My programming of computation was relief when the right of levy bore down during the night of dreaming form afterness. I had the life that made me a fulfilled spirit of expressing disposition, of descript, of dispersion, of reason. My logic pattern agreed with me because I asked it to. That was the word that rhymed with because that is what I asked it to rhyme with, and it did. An alignment of detail. Many of them died to the dirtiness of the quick and easy, and a pile of potatoes they would grow to be, cycloping their humpalumps into that place where people drew pictures instead of writing stories. They were all the same because they did not listen to me the first time. A deaf man only speaks once within the darkness, and then he goes to sleep because he was mad, because he has made peace with himself. His pride is a spiritation of his own forming. The smart writer knew where the soft pillow extinguished its loudness of disturbing sleep. I did not cry when they took the bodies away, those which were not eaten. I, I could again win the number one slot. My hit song collection was already charting within the compact disc recordable send out mailings I had taped between papers. Duct tape remained my friend. We rolled a lot of American traditionalism. When the night arrives, comparative CF, when the night arrives, may it make peace with the wandering creatures summer's approaching dominate. When the right woman approaches, I will remain dedicated to her instruction of sheet music alliteration. One page sounds like the second page. That is why I am number one, because I also write page three. I know why the woman loves me. That is why I am her destiny. In accordance to professional demeanor,
Comparative, CF. When the night arrives, may it make peace with the wandering creature of summer's approaching dominate. When the right woman approaches, I will remain dedicated to her instruction of sheet music alliteration. One page sounds like the second page. That is why I am number one, because I also write page 3. I know why the woman loves me. That is why I am her destiny. In accordance of professional demeanor, you have what it takes to make me smile on the inside. That is true. That is why I am writing to you now, my woman of summer, of autumn also. The best chick I ever dated knew the secret of the turning of the leaf. I would make peace with my comparative other and open the call lines for the answering of your call. You must find me now. Please see my rainbow. I am love from here and into the hereafter. My love is the hereafter. Today is now 19.